What's up, legends? Welcome back to day number 4. I'm doing the double 4, but it's day number 4 in the 30 days of Bible lettering challenge. This is the actual live session. So today I got something very special for you guys because I'm not drawing this here on this surface, nor on a sketchboard, nor on anything else. I'm actually going to be doing this on a huge surface, and that's going to be my chalk wall. So here, cue the whole video here. And I'm really excited about that. So I have already drawn up, sketched up the first drawing here, and it's gonna be super small on the screen. It's gonna be this here: the Lord will renew your strength. I've done the sketch here, and I'm ready and excited to draw that up on the chalk wall, on the big wall. It's a huge wall, and also it's gonna be the first time that I'm going to be doing this here live stream with the setup that I have right now. So bear with me, I'm mic'd up here and I've got everything ready. So let's jump over to the wall and I'll see you guys in just a second. So I'm gonna be trying to monitor the chat as much as I can, but perhaps, I don't know, it can always be that I miss something, but you guys are always welcome to leave a like here, put a thumbs up if you enjoy this, if you want to do more. And of course, if you want to do this, copy this at home, the verse is listed in the description below. You can copy the exact same design and also just finish the sketch. And so let's see how this turns out. I'm going to be trying to explain you all the steps that I go through on putting something on the wall, and we'll start right now. All right, now I have only a few dozen things that I'm using. So I have a wet cloth here, I have a dry or moderately dry cloth here, and then I have just some basic chalk sticks. So it's not a chalk like a liquid chalk markers, but it's just normal chalk, and a wall that has been colored in black, well, with special chalk paints. And as you can probably see, I'm barefoot. It's starting to be summer here, well, or just spring. And now the first thing that I'll do whenever I get to it, I'm actually drawing a straight line down. So first I'm gonna try to see where the middle is, about here. This looks about right. Let me see in the framing. Yeah, you can barely see that, but it's there. And just seeing on the other screen if that's already there too. Might be a little bit tiny bit on the other side, so I'm just gonna redraw that same line. And you always keep those lines as light as possible. So this is why I can differentiate my normal strokes with the finished strokes. Then I know that I don't want to do it too big, so I'm just going to keep it pretty small actually, because I don't want to use the ladder. And since it's a challenge, I'm not going to overdo that. Here, this is the middle word. That's pretty much in the middle here. Then we have a top word. So this one is a little bit rounded. So I'm going to use my elbow here just to draw out these lines, and just maybe a tiny little bit more of the elbow here. There we go. So that's the top word. That's going to be actually, there's a little word that's going to go a little bit higher. Then we have 4 letters. So I'm just drawing out here 4 letters that are going to be, well, actually, they're all going to be straight. They're not going to be rounded. So it's not going to be a rounded piece up top, but it's just going to be straight. So it will look a little bit fun. So keep all these lines here in the middle straight. So I'm drawing out all the lines for the word. So this is the L, the O, the R, and the D. That's going to come over here, down all the way here. Keeping these pretty much similar distances. And so you can use your hand or anything you really need to just see the distance of every single letter. I'm seeing that this is going to be really high up, but it's okay. Then we're gonna have a banner gonna be drawing out through here, and it's probably gonna come behind somewhere around there. This is where the word will stand, and then we'll have renew down here. So I'm just gonna see where that comes, and then we have strength at the bottom. And so trying to see how high this was. So this is about here. And I'm using some anchor points really to just see how this all needs to be, not making this word too big. And you can see the sun is coming out, which is also nice, but it's also really warm. And there was a bee just coming into the studio, just dropping in and saying hi, right? And here we go. I'm just gonna change the angle a tiny little bit, just not to make it too rounded. That's also good. So strength has how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. 8 is easy. So we can divide that about into 4 pretty equal parts like this. Strength about there. And then we'll do another bow down here. So really what we're doing, what we're trying to do first off is to create some guides just for our boxes, all these elements that are going to come in. So right now I have here, this is where the L is going to come in. So I can draw out now the letters first. So just construction line, always trying to see if everything looks pretty much centered here. Even going to go out a tiny little bit. And I'm going to erase some parts later on. But first off, really going to try to keep these lines simple. And you'll realize if you haven't done this in a while, and I certainly haven't done this in a long time now, you feel your arms getting heavy really fast. The higher you draw up, the harder it's going to get. So here exercise really does make a huge difference. So there's the Lord, and then we'll have will. That's going to come in here. And so I'm just going to draw in some lines in here, trying to see if the middle is actually going to be a little bit further out. Here, will. That looks pretty fine to me. That was good. And then renew has how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. And so pretty much the N will be here in the middle. But since the R is big, but the W is also a little bit longer letter, so you'll learn kind of the distances that you need to know. So about every single letter. And I'll just actually, I know I had this line in here, but this was pretty much the middle. And I'm gonna take this one here, and this is where the R is gonna come. So here with the R, this is kind of where I struggle a tiny little bit all the time. A little bit all the time, that's a strong word. Renew your. Your is going to come in here. Again, 2 drawing boxes around your 4-letter word. Also just a tiny bit shifted to the left. So this one will be more shifted to the right. So I'm actually going to redraw this one here. And it's going to all shift a tiny little bit to the left, so it's nicely spaced out. There's a nice symmetry axe in between. And then finally we have strength. That's going to come in here. So here we have the S. And I need to just see where the right lines are. So it's all a bit more stretched than the Lord. And now I'm just going to see if I actually counted those letters right. But it seems so. And here just to see. So I'm using here this, it's a funny method, but it actually is really accurate, which is why it's so cool. Strength, TH, nice. And here we go. There we have, and then the is coming up there, but all seems to be all right. Now, this is the first sketch, and I'm going to be showing you quickly how this looks, or I'm going to try to show you how this looks. Well, you can see a little bit about it. Now let's have a quick look on the comments, if you guys can see everything down. Let me just see. So you guys should be able to see everything here. Should be all fine. Yeah, that looks good. And let's go. So we're back on track, and I'm gonna just record that session here too. And what am I doing here? All right. So now that we have sketched it out, and it's really light, is to now actually start to draw on top of it. And that will start by just going in here. And you use really the full pressure of the chalk stick and go over the line. Now, this is where you want to be more precise. So you just want to go and swing those letters as best as you can, which is a little bit tougher to do, but absolutely doable. Now I'm leaving here this part out because it's going to be blurred or going to be overlaid by this ribbon that's going to come right into the back. So I'm just going to leave this there. And then I'm just going to pull in here. That's where the R is going to come in. And keep all of these lines here. And just finally, we're going to put this all together. And there's going to be a long line connecting the D here all along. All right, this is looking good. I can already feel the chalk dust falling, settling on the ground. You can feel that already. Here, there's where the banner will come in. So I'm going to try to get a nice swoosh line on here, which will then go to the back. But here first, we're going to draw the R because the R is going to be actually on top. And I actually want to get a ribbon effect on the renew as well. So I just need to figure that out first before we do that. Before I draw in all the elements. So this part here is going to be on top. And here it's going to connect through the back. Then we're going to have these lines coming together back here. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so this is good. Now I can start redrawing this line here because it will like go behind that. So that is all right. And now I can actually start drawing in here the W. And so this is going to be negative, so I'm just trying to keep the lines inside clean and clear, making sure that all works perfectly fine. Boom. And now we can go around to the word here. So first off, this line is going to connect back here. Or actually, see, this is where I'm going to use the cloth now. And when you're using a wet cloth, one thing that is really important is to then also dry it up. I'm going to put that back somewhere around there. So that is a little bit of practice here, just to get those lines right. And I'm extending the W a little bit further. So don't be too hard on yourself if the first lines aren't exactly precise. You just want to get all the lines as best as you can to the place where you want them to be. And just like that, boom, renew. And now I just have the R that is missing the last piece here. I'm gonna fill this all out. So this is gonna come next in the next stage. So first off, you want to create all of these lines to where you want them to be. And here, I'm just going to connect that here. And somehow it's gonna be connected towards the back. And we'll figure this whole thing out here. So this looks good to me. And now I'm actually going to start off with the strength, and I'm going to need a new chalk piece. And at the beginning, in the first stage, you shouldn't be using a lot of chalk. You should just be using a couple of pieces. So let's see, this is here. Just so, yeah, that looks about right. Maybe on camera it will look a little bit different, I don't know. Hope it looks really good on camera as well. Concentrating to get those lines as precise as I possibly can. And also just writing the right letters, because you can always start writing the wrong letters. And here that's the E. Maybe the middle bar of the E is actually pretty low. Out. That's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's a challenge. It's a challenge to do 30 days in a row. And for me, it's a really big challenge to do those as live streams as well, or pretty much put a video up of every single one, which is my goal. But I'm already seeing that it's harder than I anticipate, because not all or every day is where I'm in the office, especially not on a Saturday. It's rare that I'm in the office on this Saturday. And this is the T. And the sun is coming out, which is absolutely beautiful, but I'm sweating. We're starting to sweat a lot more now that the sun is out. It's taking definitely a little bit more out of me to be drawing in the sun, especially since this office gets really warm with the sun. So imagine how summertime is going to be now that the temperatures outside are pretty cool. All is fine, but as soon as things heat up, I don't know how I'll manage. All right, so this, actually now I have another problem. So first off, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a 3D effect. So I'm going to use the 1-point perspective method, and for that I need to get a string and also some blue tack, something that I can stick onto the wall so that I can do all the right lines, because using a ruler, for example, might just be a little bit too short, but it could work. I'm gonna use a string, so just 1 second for me to get the string out of the kitchen. And once I do have that, let me see, this string seems way too long, so I'm getting another string that is already set, and there's actually already some blue tack on it. Now I just need to find where the rest of the blue tack is, which is not here. So I might just need some more tack that's out there. And I can set this all up. So first off, you want to set that down at the center. That's about here. And then I can draw out all the lines. Oh, I forgot here that there is a line going straight down. So I'm drawing out a line. This is going to just be a guideline. And here it's going to be straight. Just going to be a tiny little bit there. And so on, all the way around. Whoops, almost lost this here. Not pulling too strongly on the string because it might just detach. And the rest is in. All right, let's do another round with the string. This is why I was waiting first to do this, because you will see why in a second. Mostly because of the ribbon that's gonna go on top of it. And since we're already doing all the lines, I'm just going to draw them in real quick. And so the more lines you have, the easier we'll get to draw them all out. Oh, I didn't actually draw them out as much as I should have. It's my joy to worship. Could have. There we go. And now just being careful, because one time I already ripped off some parts of the wall, which is not that fun. And this is why now I know kind of like I cannot make this ribbon hide behind here, so I need to have this go higher up. So we'll go all the way here, and then we'll go back. So now that I have this line, I can wrap this all around. This is also one part that is a little bit tougher to do, like where is this going? Actually, kind of wanted to dive in right behind here. So just to flip around, and then we'll have the same thing happen here. So it could potentially loop just right behind the renew. And just like that. And now I can also draw in these lines here. These are set. And I'm going to show you how I do a 3D, like the shadow effect, by using just some chalk in. And this is a little bit more complicated, but we'll get to that. So now you can already see how this whole piece now starts to move in with those lines. Those are the vanishing lines, or going to the vanishing point, the extrusion lines. And I've been setting up my whole 3D course around this topic, which is going to be a lot of fun. And the sun is strong. But it's going to be fun in the time lapse to see the sun kind of go up and down, back and forth, turn on and turn out. Also annoying to edit, but hey, this is what happens when you do something live, right? Cannot control the weather, cannot control the sun. There we go. That looks good. And then finally, I'm going to have this here go behind as well. And then we just need to add the on top. And I feel like it's time to start coloring everything in. Let's see how this looks on camera. Well, it looks all right. It's halfway in the sun, but it's good. It's all right. Let me see if I can find something to actually step on. My ladder is not around, so I might just have to get a stool here. And if you see me fall, then whoa, some things you shouldn't do, especially not on camera. So, whoa, this is a little bit more tricky. Here really quick. So you can use the whole side of a chalk piece if you need to. And then I just use my fingers to kind of like fade it all out. Fade into the background. Down a bit like this. So here's a good question. Which side are you coloring in? Well, this side is for the back, and that's where kind of like the gap is. And so I'm kind of drawing into this direction so that it appears to be darker, shaded, and so on. And doing the same thing here on top, because the D here will look like it's going behind the R, just perspective-wise. And so on, and then here, this part will also be just clear. And I don't know why I'm still on the stool, but it's fun. It's like a balancing challenge at the same time, that you have to stay on the chair and not fall off live on camera. That would be also a little bit terrible. And I like to accentuate some of these elements here, which is probably better this way around than the other parts. And then here as well, the O is going to be from the other parts, like drawn in from the other side. So because the center point is angled to the other parts, and I got some chalk dust now in my eyes, it's flying everywhere around. And let's try to get down off this chair. Whoa. And you can tell that with adding the, like coloring this all in, it starts to really come to life. And so it's always, for me, it's always a challenge to see this whole piece come to life. Like I've learned that I need to wait to finish the piece before, like otherwise I'll judge too quickly. I'm like, I'm not happy with it. Like you need to see the whole process, to let the process be the process, or all this part be part of the process in some way. And yeah, to let it come to life, really.
Thousands upon thousands of people saying, "Here we are, God. You have won my heart, God. There is nothing else for me. There is no one else."
So something like that.
You can have my love. You can have my love, oh God. Take it all, I give it all to you.
And then we start coloring in this whole banner. So I'm just going to use another brand new chalk piece here. Oh, there's still one over here. It's also good.
Full of love, covered in grace.
So I hope you guys are all doing great. I'd love to know how many of you are also just participating in the 30 Days of Bible Lettering Challenge. If you're doing every single one, if you're trying to come up with also your own design, I would love to see that. Use the hashtag 30 Days of Bible Lettering. Like, I love to see those pieces. I'm trying to see as many of those pieces as possible because like I'm trying to get the challenge done myself. So with everything going on, I'm still preparing and finishing a whole course that will start Tuesday in a week. So about 9 days, 10 days, my brand new course will start, and I'm so excited, so pumped to have all these students come in, and yeah, we're just gonna see how this will play out, and I just need some time to figure all these things out. So I'm already on session number 4, working on session number 4. Number 3 is almost done, and like finalized with all the exercise sheets and all of that. Like I know what I'm teaching, it's just putting it on paper so that people can read it again, can do the exercises again and all of that, and have the exercise at hand so it feels prepared. But I know, realizing as well, that I'm putting a lot of my own what is the word? I'm looking for this word. My own expectations of how this course should look like. Of course, you want it to be the best it can be, but you know that sometimes will look a little bit different. But we're pouring in as much as possible, getting it to a really nice standard. And yeah, my standards have definitely increased since the first course, and I'm still trying to up my game every single time, make those courses better and more exciting, more fun. And so I can't wait to get this one started. And that's why I definitely need strength of the Lord, that He renews my strength to that degree as well. Because I wouldn't be able to do all of these things, including the 30 Days of Bible Lettering Challenge at the same time. So this verse is exactly what I need today, especially today is my Sabbath day. So this is not work, this is Bible lettering, this is writing God's Word. Of course, it's in the office for me, but for many of you, this is also just your hobby. And so I also have my hobby as my job, but at the same time, I'm really excited about getting to do what I do over here. So let's see. It's not completely done. All right. So you kind of fill out all these pieces, and wherever there's an overlap, like in here, like the E that I see, I will try to actually just use my finger to just draw that all in.
Yes, I am wholly yours.
And yeah, it starts to look good. Starts to look good. My English sometimes realize that there is some potential here. See, this is where I didn't really plan on the overlap.
Yes, I am wholly yours.
I love how this is coming together.
Yes, I am wholly yours.
And so for me, the challenge always to kind of like up my game every single time. Even though this is not the request or not the point of this challenge to up your game, but it's also just to try out new things, do old stuff, not to think too much, just go for it, and see where this is taking you. So imagine that this would be the backside of the ribbon, turning all the way here just to then meet at the your again. So we're thinking of the beginning, the middle, and end of every ribbon. Hopefully not forgetting anything, but that could always happen. Is my mic still working? It appears to be so. Appears to still work, which is good. Otherwise, I'm just super concentrated on doing this lettering, not even able to check out all the comments, which I'm usually not able to during a live stream. But here we are, taking this and finishing that. Looks good. Renew, boom. Kind of off center in some way, I feel like. But we can then correct that by actually getting it to go behind here. So right now I feel like the renew is a little bit more to the right, but I think if we add here the ribbon going out here, we can actually correct that a tiny little bit, and then just doing some minor tweaks and changes just to get that all right. But first, always finish first what you've done. Don't try to look into all the details right away, because some things will just look different as soon as they're filled out. So just be patient with the process. I think that's one of the key elements here on the chalkboard. It's kind of like when you start stippling, it looks terrible, but as soon as you kind of finish it, you're like, oh, this is actually really nice. And I like how it's turning out.
Just what Lift my eyes to you.
The sun is really, really warm.
I won't be
And so the sun rays really on this arm are warming up. And I'm starting to sweat a tiny little bit. Oh, this is good. This is good. Just need a break from the sun here. And also so sometimes your finger can actually hold too much chalk, so sometimes you need to go over with a different finger. But sometimes it's also just good to have a little bit of chalk already on here. Sometimes your line also just a little bit too thick, like this one here, maybe just a tiny bit too far, but it's all right.
I won't be overwhelmed. Give me vision to see things like you do. God, I look to you, 'cause you're where my help comes from. So give me wisdom, you know just what to do. I will love you, Lord, my strength. I will love you, Lord, my shield. And I will love you, Lord, my rock. Forever all my days I will love God. Hallelujah, our God reigns. Hallelujah, our God reigns. Hallelujah, our God reigns. Forever all my days. Hallelujah.
So here, just need to try to figure out those lines.
Hallelujah, our God reigns. Hallelujah, our God
Those are gonna probably go up straight,
reigns. And hallelujah,
as it does here with the E.
our God reigns. Forever all my days. Hallelujah.
All right, that looks good. And now I think I just need to have this final swoosh here. And then we're pretty much done. Of course, there's always a ton of things that you can add. And we might just do something here. The Lord renews your strength. The Lord will renew your strength. Let me see from all the sides. Yep. And no, I like that. Too much. Let's not add those inside. What else could we add? Is there anything else we could add? I'm just trying to see what we need right now. Let's see. So I think one, I just need to increase that line a tiny little bit more. Otherwise it's not really accentuated. Could use that tiny little bits. Yep. And then here somewhere, it just washes away. It's not that precise, but that's okay. Let me see. Need to hide some lines here. Yeah, this is what you would do for a full piece, is really go in and then start to erase all of these elements and parts. I'm not sure what's missing. Something is missing. Well, this is definitely the easiest way to fill in some of the gaps. Adding some stars here and there. A couple more probably. I feel like that's not the right thing to do here as well. Let's see. Will I find out what to do with those gaps, or just to balance out the whole piece a tiny little bit more? There's that. I can also just have the piece come down here, but that's not going to do much either. What is missing? What is missing? What appears to be missing? There's so something is missing here. So I could do another band that comes out on the other side of the strength, but Not sure that that will fix the problem, that I don't know what the problem is. So that's a problem. I don't know what the problem is. So how do you fix something when you don't know what the problem is? Well, you just try to find out. So how do you find that out? By actually starting to look around and seeing how you could do some pieces. So for example, I could also try leaves. And by doing leaves, you can also just go in and doing these leaf parts and just try to see what happens if you add some leaves going back and forth. That could work. Maybe not as elegantly, but still. To just have them like float out, maybe. Yeah, why not? Yeah, that looks good. That could work. So floral elements always give it nice, more free-flowing touch. Always add that. I don't know what that middle line is called in a leaf, kind of like the that accentuates definitely the leafy part. Still not 100% sure, but it's still better than what I had before. And you know, not everything you try to do works, but you just keep on trying your best and see how that will look. Doing them all different shapes and sizes, orientation, that can help a lot as well. Length, also a nice form factor. So just adding some tiny little parts as well. And that's where it's really good to also just take a step back. Don't be too close always. Really get the whole image in. See where there might just be one part missing. And so once you're finish it off, and then I think we should be good to leave that where it is, where it's at, and then just see what we'll come up with tomorrow on day 5 of 30 days. And then I have to start sketching up new ideas for the next 5 days. It really helps to have a couple ideas left or already sketch out, and then just having to do these because I don't have all the time in the world just to do this challenge. Taking the time that I have, because working with constraints is also a good type of challenge, and not just trying to figure out like I have the whole time in the whole wide world to do anything. But I feel like we're done. So here it is. The Lord will renew your strength. And I think that's it. I'm just gonna clean my hands of all the chalk dust, leave even those marked lines in here, and let's have a quick look. So this here, this was the sketch. No, this was the sketch here. The Lord will renew your strength, and then boom, the final version, 50 minutes later. This is how we do it. Boom. Well, this is it. This is, which verse was that? That was Isaiah 40 verse 31. And pretty exciting how this whole thing turned out. I'm so excited that you guys joined me in watching the whole stream. So I see we're still at 45, and guys, it would really help me a lot out if you put a thumbs up to this video. So that I would appreciate that a lot. It helps just to push that video further. And of course, if you want to. And yeah, also like visit the Instagram page, 30 Days of Bible Lettering, see what we are all doing there. And before I leave you, let me just pray for you and say thank you for that God is giving us new strength. So thank you, Jesus, for today. Thank you so much for just reminding us that you will renew our strength, Lord. You know that when we're at our end, when we are at the end of the rope, when we have no more energy left, that you are here to provide us with everything that we need. And so I thank you. I'm excited for what's to come in the next days. I thank you that you are giving us more strength to be able to do all of these things. And so I pray that we are going to have a fantastic month ahead, and that you will just provide with everything that we need. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. And so guys, wish you all the best. Keep being awesome, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.